Hello, everyone out there. This is Harper Harp coming back to you today. I want to give thanks to all my subscribers and please subscribe to this channel. Also, those who have not, push like on the video, push like on the commentary, and also leave a comment and express how you feel. It makes a difference, and I need to be part of a greater number here so that I can get more in the algorithms of YouTube so that I can get the message across as well over here in this content that I'm bringing to the our media apparatus. Now, today I just want to talk about, and again, thank you, my subscribers, and please subscribe, press like on the channel, and share. I want to talk about somebody running for one of our people running for office in South Carolina by the name of Gregg Marcell Dixon. Gregg Marcell Dixon. If you don't know who he is, look him up. Look him up. Now, Mr. Dixon, he has. If you would look him up, you'll find that he has been in debates, and he has been speaking from the our soundboard and what we're talking about and what we need done. And he's being strategic about it and giving his expertise and his duty to this calling and to this area of fixings for us. And that's what our people should be doing. We got a quite number of people doing that now from the New Voices of Black Media talking about reparations and about our findings on what we're owed, our justice claims. And that's very important. Our correction, our liberty. And that's very important. It literally takes us out of dire state. It really does. So anyway, look up Gregg Marcell Dixon, and there's a few more that I'm going to come back and talk about. But let's talk about Gregg Marcell Dixon, and the strategy in which people should be concerned and pay attention. Now, this young man is given data that's very accurate and substantial regarding the slave descendant. And really, he's doing so. And he's running for office. And I support him. And all of us support him. So this data that he's given is the same type of data that the New Voices of Black Media has been exchanging about in our media apparatus. And it's very needed. So we're creating people that are now going to be politicians and have seat in government. And we are the people, so we get to do that. And also, we'll be probably running for office. I myself may be running for office. But now, let me explain to you something. What the concern is that you have to pay attention because I largely found out that we are becoming astute people, the crowd, B1, the New Voices of Black Media. We become an astute people in terms of what happens in our political environment, and whether people commit crimes, whether or not whether or not a party is actually looking at our issues, the numbers, how we're anchored, how we exist as a group in terms of economics. It's a lot to look at and a lot to unpack, but it's very good stuff. So you can't it's very worthy. So you don't regret doing it and you don't regret being there. However, there's a lot of our community and society have not been looking at this because they don't feel they have to. This is the idea and the ideology of Black folks in the United States, where they feel we don't have to do politics. We're safe. Everything is clean. We're here. We're so-called free. And this is what they wanted you to do, is to believe and think that without totally correcting you, where you're under America, you're under laws the wrong way, and legality is the wrong way, where you won't survive, or you can be harmed, or they can switch the needle on you because you don't have power and you're not in anchored protections. And this is what we come to learn. And now that the United States have an agenda, our government has an agenda, they can kind of, what they can do is kind of put us in position and tell us what to do because we have not obtained real authority for ourselves and real power. We haven't been corrected. So in terms of us losing things now and having more in the 70s or 60s and going through these different cycles and stuff like the war on drugs and political battles is because we haven't truly been corrected, and this was the reason for assassinating our leaders. Now, and doing everything they done to black people has been a strategic reason for it. Why do you think we have the CIA and people like that? They're studying how to maneuver agendas, and we are the common denominator to a whole lot, most of it, probably all. We are as black people. They want to, feed from the existence of slave descendants. And that's what you do with a slave without repaying the slave descendant and not giving and not without sharing what should be shared and owed to the descendant of slavery way by constitution and by laws. So we're in litigation and we have a justice claim and we have a debt owed to us, a serious debt. And Marcell talks about that and he doesn't let up from it and he's running on it. So this is not a fear. What we're doing is not supposed to be a place of fear. People don't respect fear. Fear is not good. Even biblical terms, it'll tell you fear is not even of the goodness. It's not even coming from good. Fear can hold you back tremendously. So there's a lot that we have to look at in terms of our ideology as a people concerning where we're at, and we're doing that. And this Marcell dude is a good example of the way our politicians should now start to take up a baton, and the way our politicians now should run in terms of us to put it first. You don't let people think that you're afraid to look at your situation and the reality of it. That's a real reality. That's not like a fantasism or something that we're in the space or in the situation. No, it's real, unfortunately. But also, fortunately, we have a chance to pay attention to something and to progress and endeavor. We can execute regarding our situation because we're still here, and it's enough of us still here, and there's enough sophistication that can be expressed and exchanged. One teach another. And that's what I meant when I did my last talk about what you say and what you do. So if you don't know Marcell, if you don't know Gregg Marcell Dixon, look him up. I strongly support him in the political realm. I do in terms of running. He's very, very important. And all our people are important if they're inside the space. But let me get to the point also in what else I'm saying here. What the concern to me is, and I want people to be aware and pay attention, we talk about the Democrat Party because it deserves being talked about. And we say to you that the Democrat Party is doing nothing but using black people, and they're using black people to use black people. This is the name of the game. This is what they're doing. They pay our politicians to do what they're told and to go with the agenda and not to serve the people in which why they are there. And that's to serve the people. And we are the people. And largely, the Democrat Party needs the black vote. So politicians that are from the Democrat Party going in your churches, campaigning and messing around with you and your God and all this stuff, that stuff is out. We're not looking at that stuff as though now you concerned about us because you came to our church and you ate some chicken and you laughed with us and you hugged the mothers on the motherboard and you did all that. No. That's not working. That's something that's already been done, and it's offensive if you're not speaking the truth and having the true momentum of our concerns. Because a person and a people can be in dire state in terms of what you won't do and what you will do. You'll come against us so you can keep a position, and you will not act for us so that you can keep a position. And that's been the benign and the neglect of the Democrat Party. So but also what I will largely say about it is what we talk when we say that we turn people away from the Democrat Party. And Marcell, he's running as a Democrat. So also what we're doing, and let me say this, we're changing the momentum of a party by pulling them down. And that's some strategic to look at. It's not very easy to do that because you got to have a people that pay attention and that have become astute people. And we have been in session. We've been class in session on the New Voices of Black Media with different platforms and different thought leaders and also scholars talking about our concerns. And we even know we've gotten so far, those who follow, as though we understand even people who had to be pulled down because of some issue in which they strategize that it may not be good for us. So we're in debate, and we are in a concise debate, whereas though people are now trying to crowbar and coincide and come inside our justice claims and our stance as a people, because we're United States citizens, we're natives to the United States, and this is something they have been doing, is benefiting from that which has political capital in the United States, and that is slave descendants, but yet no political service and no political revenue, none for themselves, but we have a capital in terms of voting and in terms of being recognized as a voter and using us in that sense. And that's what we've been doing. We've been giving our vote to political parties, but they don't have to return anything to us. And this is the only people that do that is descendants of slaves. That's because we largely have been affected in this way. And no one else gives their vote for nothing. Nobody does that except for us. And we basically are a very peculiar people. I mean, we're peculiar altogether. And it makes sense to me because of what happened. But then again, when you look at what we're losing and who we are as a people, it doesn't make sense for us to continue it. And that's why we're talking. That's why we're talking. That's why we got a Marcell Dixon. That's why we got a Professor Black Truth. That's why we got a Black Authority, a Tariq Nasheed, a Yvette Cornell. This is why we got what we got. And some of us, some people in scholar like positions and in a thought leader status also disagree. And sometimes it takes that. So I'll get you ready for that too. So this is a very um, poignant place and a peculiar place to be, but also at large. At the most of all is correction. We're getting correction. So that's the common denominator of what we're all concerned about and what we all are aiming to do in a laser focus. We want correction, and we will get it, and we are going to. And we'll need, however, we need our people to pay attention to what direction it goes in, because we also got people running for Democrats who now are woke according to law and political concerns with us. So we don't have our own party um, totally in effect where we can say, well, black people are independent, and we haven't got the whole pull and the whole traction where black folks understand this is where you come. Because at this point, black people don't need to be going to the Democrat Party. But however, the Democrat Party is the one who really owe black people from what we've been doing, and we've been voting Democrat. They owe us corrections, and they haven't been giving it to us. Now they have the House and the Senate, and they're purposely ignoring black people. I mean, it's the abandonment. This is a political abandonment to society and community. And it is hardship because black people pay taxes. Slave descendants even pay taxes. This is really illegal. This is really unlawful. I'll put that way. It's unlawful. But however, if you're not standing in terms of the law and in terms of the Constitution for your own group, then it doesn't have to be implemented. And this is what the concern has been for us. And this is where we stop and we build a code of conduct in terms of politics and legalities in terms of this, and we win. So we already got politicians talking about reparations, and that's important. And they better talk about it. They better go ahead and do something about it. We already got the concerns in the air, but we have not got the protection mandated to us, and the cash payments are the cash payments mandated to our pockets in our situation, so that we can opt in better anchors, which is due to us by a large debt, and which is due to us also because of the situation that we're in terms of a society in a country, and the bloodshed, and everyone else has received these things unlawfully over us as natives, as citizens to this country. And even in terms of what we've experienced, I mean, the 13th and 14th Amendment has a lot to do with what we're able to do right now. And other people are benefiting from these amendments. And if we don't have politicians, dignitaries speaking in our behalf and standing in our behalf, protecting in our behalf, we don't execute. Well, this is the reason for what we're doing now, so that we can get in effect, and we are, so that we're protected and we can execute for the greater good of our safety. And it takes these things to be safe in the United States. That's why we're not safe necessarily as a people, because being denied something that keeps you alive, and denied something that keeps you protected in this place, which is the United States, that which in where we served and we deposit into daily, weekly, and all the time. Even buying groceries, we pay taxes. We built the country. We are historically anchored in this place in a way in which is horrifying, and we have not been compensated due to our blood sacrifice to this country, and our legacy of survival and imprisonment. And other people have been already. That even makes it worse, that other people have received compensations for their historical sufferings and the United States harm, except for descendant of slavery, who actually did this, and that largely our people are all kinds of dysfunction in many areas of their life because they live under America and they don't really know it even. So this has been a huge Jedi mind trick projected upon us. So we have to pay attention. Now, those that are Democrats and those that are told not to vote Democrat, and I shout it all the time, we have to look at some of these politicians who are us, that are in the new voices and that are running for office and that are also in political capital in these positions, that are now um, upholding our stance as the new voices, and of a reparation and of a self-preservation. For us, we have to look at whether they are Democrats or not, and we will look at it. And it's 10% of us. We have to be strong about it, because a lot of our people, come on, y'all, they don't even know what's going on. A lot of our people don't even know who Ed Bucky is. They don't even know nothing. They like, when you talk to them about some of this stuff, and these are very grown people, they look at you like they saw a ghost. They don't even know what you're talking about. So they don't know. So the first time you tell them don't vote Democrat, which they probably shouldn't, it's just the fact of the matter that we having to realize that we can't have all of our people. They're too lost. They're just too lost. But there are people that need to understand that we're reshaping also government. We're going to reshape government. So we're reshaping Democrat ideology, government ideology. So pats on the back to you all, and kudos to you, brothers and sisters out there, family, that we're doing this, because it's not easy for us to come here and be strategic all the time concerning this. It really shouldn't be something that we have to do in 2022, and in terms of what society see as a transparent element concerning us, happening to us, the harm that's happening to us, the denial that has been withheld from us. We shouldn't be a place where we're having to do this type of redirecting, but that's okay. Power is taken. So we'll continue the march. We'll continue the dialogue. We'll continue to feed. We'll continue to uprise the awareness, calling out people. We'll continue to pay attention and gain political access and code of conduct concerning this. We will win and we will get ahead and we will be safe in total safety regarding who we are as a people and our stance in our society. So I want to bring that to you. I want to bring Marcell to you and talk about him on my channel so you can go and look him up. I support him very strongly. Mr. Dixon, Marcell, Gregg Marcell Dixon. I do, and I want to bring that up and let you know that this guy is really going after a position and running on ideology and idea, running on our stance, running on reparations, running on the fact that these litigations that we have as a people and as our political concern, our political litigations, and as a state and city, and that's what he can do because people don't respect you when you don't stand no way. They may try to pull you down and bluff you to get you not to stand, but they don't respect you. So we have to understand the chessboard. Self-preservation is a right. And we have to run on our rights, not to say we're going to tease and play just to get in office and then be dealt with like some kind of simp or some kind of subservient person. No. When your family is hungry, you feed them. You don't go over Mr. Boston house and give them nice lean meat and rice or, and gravy and vegetables and then come back home and give your kids one cracker and tell them to go to bed. Because if we keep letting going running, doing politics like this, and in politics serving the government instead of our own people, that's what that's like. You're denying your own family, your own self, and you're not practicing self-preservation, which is the first nature of law. So that's a right to us. And I'm thankful for Marcell and shout out to you because this is how it should come. You go bold. So you be respected. You mitigate all the rest. When you go out there bold and you let them know this is my stance, I cannot be denied my rights, my blood legacy, and my existence as a community and as a citizen in terms of a real legality and a real constitutional right. And that should be mine and will be. And will be. Because we have enough invoice and document that we can do this way. That's the only way to do it. Power is taken. So you don't run out there and start trying to appease white people. You're not harming anybody but standing for yourself. That's the proper way to do it. And people end up in respecting you in the end game because you have enough stand up to understand the first nature of law, love, and family. You have to understand that in terms of who you are. You have a right and a legal capacity to be connected to that which you are and owed. So this is where we are, and this is what we'll do. So we stand in terms of that in our reparations. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me. I am Harper Harp, King Harp. Please subscribe to my channel, and please share and like this video, and we'll come back and do more discourse. Thank you very much, all of you brothers and sisters out there. Thank you.